Hi, everyone. In this segment, we're going to be talking about a dad whose daughters were shamed because of the outfit they were wearing. So, this guy, he's a dad. He has two daughters, and they were dressed to go to homecoming. So, he took a picture, he posted on social media, and he got some backlash because some people, not everyone, but some people thought the outfit was too risque. It was inappropriate because of the age. So we're going to discuss this. And first of all, let's take a look at the video, and then we'll watch the video again, and then I'll share my commentary.
So I put up what I thought was a pretty innocuous post about my daughters looking beautiful for homecoming. But you would be shocked at some of the comments. Take a look. I wouldn't let them go anywhere dressed like that. They should have respect for themselves. So sad that parents think it's okay to send young ladies out with everything showing. So one thing that has always pissed me off as a father of girls is when people say things like, well, these girls need to dress so they don't distract the boys. Or even worse, they're dressing a way in which they're asking for. Let's get something crystal clear now. It's not my daughter's job to make sure your son is focused in school. Also not her job to dress hideous enough to where your son doesn't assault her. It's your job to not raise a pervert with no self-control. Now, let's be clear. Those outfits are not the ones I would choose for my daughters to leave the house. If it were up to me, it'd be 24/7 Snuggies. But if I start dictating what my daughters wear, I'm going to teach them three things. A, they'll start to hate me for arbitrary rules. B, they'll start to lie to me. Or C, maybe even worse, that it's okay for a man to tell them what to wear because they look too good. That ain't happening, Karen. But you know what would really disappoint me? If my girls grew up to be the kind of adult who goes on social media and demeans a teen's appearance on her father's Facebook page. That's what I call trashy.
Okay, so now let's take a look at the video again, and I'll share my commentary.
So I put up what I thought was a pretty innocuous post about my daughters looking beautiful for homecoming. But you would be shocked at some of the comments.
So his daughters look fine. I mean, the dresses are okay. I personally wouldn't want my daughter to dress like that because I think the dresses are a little short and a little tight. But I mean, I'm not gonna blow a fuse, if my daughter is dressed like that. I prefer her to dress a little bit more classy. I'm not saying these outfits are bad. I'm just saying I prefer a more conservative way of dressing. That's just my preference because there are a lot of perverts out there, and I prefer my daughters to not to get any unwanted attention. All right, so let's continue.
Look, I wouldn't let them go anywhere dressed like that. They should have respect for themselves. It's so sad that parents think it's okay to send young ladies out with everything showing.
So I think people kind of need to mind their own business, so to speak. Going online and telling someone how to dress their kids, I think, you need to worry about your own kids. Everyone needs to worry about their own kids and not try to shame someone because, as I said, the outfits are not that bad for them to be commenting like that about it.
One thing that has always pissed me off as a father of girls is when people say things like, well, these girls need to dress so they don't distract the boys. Or even worse, they're dressing a way in which they're asking for.
Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit. Dressing in a way that's asking for it and all that. No. I think that it really doesn't matter what you wear. You're not asking for. Nobody want to be raped. Nobody want to be sexually assaulted. Now, if you want to lower your chances of these things happening to you, yeah, I would suggest that you do wear stuff that doesn't bring attention to you. So when you wear, as a woman, when you wear suggestive clothing, very low cut blouses and very tight pants or skirts, very low cut dresses and stuff like that, men do interpret it as sex. And women say they want to dress sexy. And the first three letters of the word sexy is sex. And so men think women are, they want sex because they're dressing like that. And women think, oh, we just want to look sexy. And the truth lies kind of in between. Women do dress like that to attract men. That, I think that's a fact. Okay. And I think that teenagers definitely shouldn't be dressing like that. I think what they should be thinking about is school, the future at that age, not trying to be sexy to attract boys. And, this does happen. And some teenagers, they just do it innocently. I mean, some of them just following each other and they're not really interested in sex. So they're not even sure, they're not even aware that they're portraying this image of being sexy, and men or boys who they're around perceive them in the wrong light. So personally, that's why I wouldn't want my daughter to dress like that. I would want her to be more conservative and, dress more kid-like, more covered up. Her breast, she's 14 or 15, her breast shouldn't be showing. She shouldn't be having low cut outfits. She shouldn't have on a skirt where every minute she has to pull it down. It's just totally unnecessary for a child, in my opinion. And that's just for my kids. If I see someone with their own kids, I'm not going to tell them, hey, your daughter that ain't got nothing to do with me. All right. So let's look at some more.
Let's get something crystal clear now. It's not my daughter's job to make sure your son is focused in school. Also not her job to dress hideous enough to where your son doesn't assault her.
So he's saying here, not his daughter's job to dress hideous so that your son don't assault her. So let's talk about that a little bit. You don't have to dress sexy or expose yourself or you a tight dress or whatever in order to look good. And this dad, he obviously have it totally confused. You can dress conservatively. You can dress without exposing your body and still look good. I've seen a ton of women who don't have to show cleavage and extra tight pants and all that, and they still look good. In fact, they look amazing. And they still, quote unquote, sexy. Okay? They still look awesome, amazing, attractive. You don't have to be naked in order to look good. And I think there's a big misconception for a lot of women. And obviously it's passed on to their daughters and girls and all of that you need to show cleavage. You need to wear a thong where people could see a thong. You need to wear extra tight clothes. You need to have a very short dress where every minute you got to pull it down in order to look good. That's, in my opinion, that's not looking good. In fact, it is kind of trashy, And I feel like women don't have to dress like that. Girls don't have to dress like that. Most of them look good regardless. They look good normally. I think that in society, when I think about women, and it's like 90% of them, 97%, they always wear makeup. And I'm like, why do women think that they always have to put on makeup? I just don't get it. How come men don't wear makeup? 99% of men do not wear makeup. And it's like 99% of women do. And I don't understand it. And I'm not against makeup. I just don't understand why everywhere women go, they have to put on makeup. They always have to make themselves into something that they're not. They're unnatural, in my opinion. A lot of things that women do seems to be unnatural. It's always something extra layer on top of themselves. Like you don't even know who's real and who's not. But there's another layer on the skin where it's makeup, it's eyelashes, it's hair, it's a lot. And everybody's trying to look sexy. And I personally don't get it. So let's move on.
It's your job to not raise a pervert with no self-control. Now let's be clear, those out.
And that's true. It's your job to raise your son so that he doesn't turn out to be a pervert and that he has self-control. You got to teach him that you're going to go out in life and you're going to see a lot of different things. You're going to be in a lot of different situations. You're going to see women who might be dressing quote unquote suggestive or whatever, and that's not a green light to harass or to rape or whatever, you know. So yeah, you have to teach your kids this.
Outfits are not the ones I would choose for my daughters to leave the house. If it were up to me, it'd be 24/7 Snuggie.
So you hear what he said. It's not his choice, but he's letting his daughter wear whatever they want because they're gonna be upset with him if he doesn't let them wear what they want. And I think there's a fine line as a parent, right? You don't want to alienate your kids, right? Because they're going to be mad at you, but you still want to be a parent. And a lot of people just choose to kind of be, you know, not a parent, trying to let the kids do whatever they want. And that's a bad idea. There's a reason why they're kids. They're not fully developed yet. They're not. Their brain ain't developed. Their body's not developed. There's a reason why society, you know, says that they're adult at 21. Because they're not all there. And that's why you're a parent. You're the one that need to be guiding them and telling them what's the things you should be doing and how you should be dressing and don't eat too much candy. You're going to get your teeth rotten. You have to guide kids because they're going to go off the rails pretty quick. A lot of people get messed up, not as an adult, but as a kid. They start smoking weed or bad habits, eating too much or eating bad. It starts as a kid. And, you know, you got to blame the parents. The parents is the one that's bringing you up. They're the ones that got to limit, you know, what you eat and the type of stuff you eat and how much you eat and, you know, the things you wear and the things you say. So when you see a kid and the kid is very disrespectful, it's the parent. The parent never raised them to be respectful. Some kids actually talk back to the parents, curse at the parents and all that. It's just alarming to me. As a parent, you know, you gotta walk that line. You can't be your kid's friend, let them do whatever they want. Else you send them out into society and then they're gonna be in a lot of problems dealing with other people because those other people are not gonna treat them the way you treat them. So you have to really, I think parents should be reading a book, Parenting 101. I don't know if there's a book like that, but they need to understand some basic rules of parenting. Yes, sometimes you could let your kids make choices if your kid is responsible. Obviously, every kid is different, but you have to kind of decipher the type of kid you have. You know, if you have a kid that follows, you know, everything they see, they want to copy. You know, you have a kid that follow, you know, it's a follower. So you have to kind of try to curb that, try to help your kid become more independent, right? So I think that parents do have to be parents and sometimes tell your child, hey, that outfit, you can't wear it. I mean, my own stepdaughter, she wore outfit, she was trying out an outfit for the same thing, homecoming, and her mother told her, you're not going to wear that outfit. You know, your breast is showing. Why is it so much? You're 14. Like, why do you need to dress like that? Like, I don't understand the need. There's so many other outfits that you can wear where it's not transparent, your breast is not showing. You still look good. Kids, they follow adults. They look at the stuff they see on TV and online, and they follow their own parents. And then it's a whole, and then they follow their friends. So when you add all of that up, most people would obviously pick the wrong things to follow. So if a girl sees someone that's dressed more conservative and looks good, and then she sees someone who's dressed trashy, she's more likely to copy the one who's just trashy, because the one who's just trashy is actually getting more attention. See? In society, it's all about attention. Everybody wants to be popular. Everybody wants to get attention. Everyone to tell them that they're beautiful and all of that. It's just a whole fake society of So I wish kids shouldn't have to worry about how they dress and over sexualized dressing and all of that. So let's continue.
But if I start dictating what my daughters wear, I'm going to teach them three things. A, they'll start to hate me for arbitrary rules. B, they'll start to lie to me.
So He's kind of right. If you try to tell your kids what to do, sometimes they will hate you. I've experienced it myself. And you're looking out for their best interests, and the kids just don't understand that. They's like, why I can't do this? Why I can't wear this outfit? Why I can't? They just want to do whatever they want to do. They don't care. But when you let a kid do whatever they want to do, it does not turn out good. And then they go out into society, and then you're the one that raised them. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, and it's a thin line to walk. But I think that if you raise your kids right from young, and you communicate with them a lot, you have a better chance when they get to a teenager, which is the age where they kind of start rebelling and start really following their friends, and they usually follow just the worst friends, right? When they get to that age, you have a better chance of having some kind of control of what they do, which is important, because if you don't have some kind of control over what they do and what they say, it's going to be a tough childhood, tough teenage years for that child. And once they get into adulthood, it's going to be even worse.
For a man to tell them what to wear because they look too good. That ain't happening, Karen.
Because they look too good. As I said, you don't have to wear a tight dress, short dress, expose yourself in order to look good. And this is this guy's main problem. He thinks that being exposed and low cut dresses and short stuff, he thinks that's looking good. But there's a lot of different ways to look good. And there's a lot of ways to not attract attention.
What would really disappoint me? If my girls grew up to be the kind of adult who goes on social media and demeans a teen's appearance on her father's Facebook page. That's what I call trashy.
He is absolutely right. People shouldn't be going online commenting on a teenager's picture. I just think it's not right. He's right. We need to just kind of mind our own business. It's his daughters, and he wants them to dress like that. But there's something that I want to say, because I've had this conversation with my own stepdaughter, and my stepdaughter was saying that women should be able to dress however they want to without getting raped and being bullied or, being... And she's 100% right. 1,000% right. 1,000,000% right. The problem is society. That's the problem. So yeah, you can dress however you want. Go ahead. Wear low-cut stuff and expose yourself and all of that. But there are bad people in society. A lot of bad people in society. There's a lot of women and girls and teenagers that were raped and kidnapped and murdered. Lots. And a lot of them were targeted because of what they were wearing. Some of them were targeted just because they were women. Yes, 100%. Some of them were targeted because of what they were wearing. Absolutely. As I said before, some men interpret women dressing sexy as a green light to harass them, rape them, attack them, murder them. Yes, some men. The problem, there's a lot of bad people out there. There's a lot of bad men out there. So if we know that there are a lot of bad men out there, people getting convicted on a daily basis for rape, for murder, for sexual abuse, you name it, every day. And no matter where you go in America, which community you go in, there's going to be a pervert there. There's going to be at least one. Okay? They're going to be sex offenders. Why would you want to take the chance to draw attention to yourself when you know there are people out there that's like that? It's your right to walk around society dressed however you want to. But why would you risk being a victim of crime just so you can dress quote unquote sexy when you can dress more conservative and still look good. Now the problem is women are always trying to compete with each other. As I said, they want to wear who's gonna wear the shortest dress, who's gonna wear the most low cut outfit. They assume that being half naked is making them means they look better or they look good, and I totally disagree. Totally 1000% disagree. My stepdaughter, she's 15. She doesn't understand a lot about life yet. She just see her friends dressing like that and she thinks she should dress like that. And that's it. And then she thinks, oh yeah, we should be able to dress however we want. Yes, but there are consequences for that. Because there are a lot of perverts around. I know. And if you don't want to be targeted by a pervert, your best chances are to not. And if I was a woman, I mean, would I want to be dressing like that? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want all that attention, unwanted attention, perverse attention. And are we going to be able to, as a society, change tomorrow? Where women could not be harassed because of what they're wearing, because they're showing a little cleavage or whatever? Are we going to be able to change the society in 20 years, in 10 years, in 100 years? It ain't going to happen. There are going to always be bad people around. Okay? So you have to be aware of that. As a woman, you have to be aware of that every day. It's very sad. Very sad. But every day you have to be aware that whether you're in school or whether you're on work, there's going to be some pervert there that might possibly target you. Sometimes just because you're a woman. And sometimes just because of how you're dressed. So that's it for this one. I will see y'all in the next one.